Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Wentz now on first down. Bryant with a catch right side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On first down, Wentz forced out to his left. Ertz has it left side. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A nice pickup on first down, 7 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jamarcus Lawrence in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. They fake the give. Now Wentz steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, Elliott gets around him. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs, so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Prescott now on 2nd down. Hearns brings it in. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, Something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open. That makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Prescott from the gun on third. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Complete to Bryant. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. Throwing on first is Wentz. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Once again here on 2nd and 10. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And this throw will be intercepted. Chidobe with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They start on the ground with Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. And now they face a 2nd and 6 after the penalty.
Hey, 47. 26.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. He's still barreling through. That's Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They take over 1st and 10 following the interception. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. So after the INT, here's Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. Going for the deep ball. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Wentz on 3rd down. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And down to the 19-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Come on now, come on now, let's go. Forward, Tokyo.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Being chased out left. And it'll be intercepted. Chidobe with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles?
That's right. Then gets it with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Prescott from the gun. Over the middle, the connection to Hearns. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. A good pickup there, a 22. A 1st down carry by Elliott. Oh, the spin. Room here to run. And out across midfield down to the 45. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. But they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to be met at about the 43. The tackle was made by Michael Bennett.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Second down, Prescott. And he whips that one incomplete there.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. The Cowboys on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down he'll go at the 25. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Wentz to throw on second down. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Tyrone Crawford in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Wentz going to throw. Staying up, and he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Tyrone Crawford in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. He'll take this inside the 40. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And now here come the Cowboys. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Give the tackle that time to Rodney McLeod. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
46.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get 1 play before the 2-minute warning.
Here we go. 26.
from the shotgun. It's Prescott. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. The first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They've got it first and goal at the 6.
47. Here we go. 48. Go. Get out there.
Now Elliott. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. The Cowboys on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is third and goal. They'll come out in the pistol.
Here you go.
Prescott on third and goal. A bullet throw, but incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Now Wentz throwing on second down. Going deep here for Bryant. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
The Eagles on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Working from the gun, Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 23. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
They'll run with Elliott, and he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Prescott now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's Prescott. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. To throw is Prescott. And the pressure gets to him again. Ziggy on then some. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. That's pulled in at the 32. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. Wentz now on 1st down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Snap coming at 1. Now Wentz. Going deep here for Bryant. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball. And that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And that will be incomplete as well. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Prescott now on 2nd down. He's going to rifle one deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Brown. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Complete to Bryant. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. On 1st down, Wentz. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more. But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 4.
26, 26.
Now Prescott. It's caught right side. It turns. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Dak finding the former Jag Hearns for the Dallas first down. Prescott now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Prescott. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Here we go. Wide in. Got it. 26, 26.
Throwing. Prescott. Oh, good move. Drops it underneath to Elliott. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 4th down. Back now in Arlington, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. Standing right on his own 5-yard line. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
81. Please. Back. 120.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Going deep here for Bryant. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at about the 31. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. The give is to Elliott. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Here we go. 26.
Here's Prescott. But he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Prescott. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead. You've got to protect it. And he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Anthony Brown right there to knock it away.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And that is incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Jeffrey with a catch left side. An Eagle first down. Wentz hooking up with Jeffrey. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Wentz now on first down. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 10 more there and another first down. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Buying time to his left. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Cowboys have recovered.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. A give to Elliott. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
They go to Elliott again. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
On third down, it's Prescott. That is caught inside the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Now a timeout coming in here defensively as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And a good display of footwork will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. One man in the backfield. That's Elliott on second and goal. They get it to him running left. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Prescott from the gun, and he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. They'll begin the drive with a jump. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Eagles on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go. Waiting. This 5-7. This 5-7.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Flushed out right. Drops it off to Ajayi. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So they get 14 yards there at a first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Sean Lee, the linebacker, able to get a hand in coverage.
Okay, partner, hyperbole alert, all right? I think that this has got to be the best game I've seen this secondary play this entire season. Doesn't matter whether they've been in man, zone, they've reacted, communicated, and really made plays on the football.
They absolutely have. And the play on that last deep ball, maybe the best example of it, they've been solid all game long. To throw is Wentz. Dancing to his left. Now and that's caught inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Again, it's Wentz. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Tyrone Crawford in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Here we go. Waiting.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And now here's another interception. Picked off near the 29. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Here we go, 46. Got it. Switch is 8. Get down. 26.
Throwing here, Prescott. And he's going to go down again. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So for the Cowboys, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now on the year. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday at noon Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving.